The following is a presentation of the Liberty Flames Sports Network from Van Wagner. Live from Mellow Mushroom in the Cornerstone District in Lynchburg, Virginia, the Liberty Flames football show is on the air. Your chance to hear from Liberty head football coach Jamie Chadwell comes your way on the Liberty Flames Sports Network from Van Wagner. The Liberty football show is presented by Freedom First Credit Union. Start banking with Freedom First today. The Liberty Football Show is also brought to you by Carter Bank and Trust, the preferred community bank of Liberty Flames Athletics. Earthright Mid-Atlantic, your trusted solar and energy efficiency experts. By Foster Fuels, providing reliable service for 100 years. Freedom Heating and Air, serving those who serve us. Carl Miller Realty, caring, competent, trusted advisors. The North American Mission Board, learn to live your life on mission through a GenSend experience. And by Sentry Exteriors, experience and quality you can trust. Schedule a free estimate at sentryexteriors.com. Have a question or comment for one of our guests? Email lfsn@liberty.edu or post a message at LFSN Radio on X, formerly known as Twitter.
Snap to Caden. Handoff up the middle. Cooley, room to run and more. 10-5, light him up. Touchdown, Liberty. Number 20 right up the gut, untouched.
Now, let's talk Liberty Flames football. Here's your host, Nick Pierce.
Hello, welcome. Glad to see everybody here tonight. How are you? Welcome to the Liberty Flames football show on the Liberty Flames Sports Network from Van Wagner. I'm Nick Pierce, pinch hitting for Alan York here tonight as we get you set for the Verbo Fiesta Bowl. That is the next game for the Flames coming up on New Year's Day. We're going to talk all about it here tonight, just a couple of weeks away before the Flames head out to Glendale, Arizona, and make their New Year's Six Bowl debut. A lot to get to here tonight, a jam-packed show. Plenty of great guests joining us, including the man to my left, running backs coach and co-offensive coordinator Newland Isaac. We're going to be chatting with him tonight. That's right, give it up for him. Also, coming up a little bit later, we're going to be talking with Flames All-Conference wide receiver C.J. Daniels, Flames safety Quinton Reese, and a little bit later on, Robert Goodman, Director of Fan Experience, Associate AD for Liberty Athletics, will be joining us as well to talk about some of the events coming up in Glendale here in the next couple of weeks. Again, Verbo Fiesta Bowl, Monday, January 1st, 2024, number 23 Liberty and number 8 Oregon. Our live coverage will begin on our radio network on New Year's Day at 11 a.m. Eastern from State Farm Stadium in Glendale. Lots of guests, pregame prep, kickoff at 1 o'clock Eastern. Alan York will be back with you then. He's a little under the weather tonight, but he'll be rested and ready to go by then. Jason Porter will also be on the call for you there. Also, want to point out that while we're in Arizona, we'll have a live show on our statewide radio network on Saturday, January 30th, and that'll be at 12 noon from Flames Media Day. And we'll have Coach Chadwell, several players, Fiesta Bowl CEO Eric Moses will be joining us, and more details on that to come. But just make sure that you mark your calendars for Saturday, January 30th at 12 noon. We'll be coming to you on the Liberty Flames Sports Network from Arizona. LibertyFlames.com/Bowl Central is the place to go if you've not gotten your tickets yet. Remember, buy from Liberty University. That helps us in our calls going forward and getting future bowl game selections. We'll talk more about that with Robert probably here a little bit later on as well. But right now, again, want to welcome in Coach Isaac, who's chatting with us here now. And, Coach, man, what an exciting time. Year one here with this program. 13-0, conference champs. I don't think anyone would have necessarily drawn it up this way, but, man, what a ride it has to have been here over the last several months.
Yeah, if you'd have asked us in the spring, we probably would say, no, we ain't going to be 13-0. We knew we had a really, really good team, but 13-0 and playing in the Fiesta Bowl, probably no shot that we'll be thinking that we'll be here. But it's a blessing to be here. We're glad to be here. I'm excited for the opportunity.
Yeah, definitely. I think excitement has been the key word, really, around campus, around the fan base. You look on social media. I mean, what has the last week to 10 days really been like for you and your family?
For me, man, we've been actually been in the office. We started on Oregon maybe 2 days after we found out about it. Mm-hmm. So we've been full speed ahead. We actually get a chance to start practice and start prep for them tomorrow. So we've been full speed ahead, but the excitement, it's a blessing. Just talking to Coach Krantz, he's been in the SEC for 16 years, and he's never made a New Year's Six bowl. So you kind of understand the magnitude of it and how big this bowl is. It's a huge, huge deal. So, I mean, we're excited. We're going to have fun, have a blast, but our guys going to be ready to play at the same time. So, super, super excited about this opportunity.
In a lot of ways, this is really like a Super Bowl experience here for these guys at the collegiate football level. I mean, you think about these players and the media availability that they're going to go through while they're out there, the platform that they're going to be on, the community service projects, the events, the gifts that they're going to be getting from the Fiesta Bowl. I mean, there's a whole lot that goes into the student-athlete experience being a part of this. And I'd imagine, in a lot of ways as a coach, there's on a different level, it's some of the same thing, right?
Right, yeah. I mean, it's a ton of stuff. We actually went through the schedule yesterday, but it's a ton of stuff planned throughout the day that actually keeps you busy. These guys will be doing media days. We'll be doing media days. Then there's a bunch of different events that you have to attend, and then you have dinners where you kind of interact with the other team. So there's stuff literally every single day for these guys and for the coaches as well. So you got to kind of find a little bit of time to kind of pull away and actually enjoy the process, but it is a jam-packed week.
Well, and for that matter, too, you've got signing day coming up here in about a week or so. So, but on top of game preparation, travel plans, getting tickets for your family, all those types of things, you're trying to recruit and get guys to the finish line here in about a week or so.
There's no break. So you got trying to get ready for the game. You got transfer portal, which is another deal that you're trying to recruit. You got your high school kids that you recruited and you're trying to keep committed. You got home visits, which is where Coach Chadwell is right now. Doing a home visit with one of the tight ends. So it's busy. We're either traveling or we're in the office getting ready for Oregon. So, yeah, it's jam-packed. Yeah,
Coach Chadwell not with us tonight, as Coach Isaac said there. He is out on the recruiting trail, only 6 days left before National Signing Day. But we are joined by Newland Isaac, Flames co-offensive coordinator and running backs coach. And some news today, speaking of Coach Chadwell, he is the Paul Bear Bryant Group of 5 National Coach of the Year. And a finalist. Yeah, go ahead. Also a finalist for the National Bear Bryant Coach of the Year Award. And the only other G5 coach on that list was Rhett Lashley from SMU. A lot of other big names on there. Nick Saban, Steve Sarkisian from Texas. All the names that you would think would be on that list. I mean, you've been with Coach Chadwell for a while now.
Yeah,
I mean, you've seen it.
19 years.
Yeah, you've seen him at all different levels. What makes the man so successful?
He's going to be who he is. He won't change who he is for nobody or where he's at, whatever level it is. He's going to be the same person regardless. And it's always going to be built around the family atmosphere. These guys will tell you our culture is amazing. And it's who we are. It's the reason why we're 13-0. It's the reason why Coach Chadwell had success everywhere he's been. It's really about the culture and the way he loves on these kids and the way he loves on us too as well. So that's who he is and that's who he's going to be, and he's not going to change that regardless of where he's at.
Yeah, genuine. I think that's really and that's something. I got to spend a little bit of time around him, probably for an extended period for the first time down in Dallas back for Media Day in the summer. And we spent some time driving around in the car from the airport to the hotel and things like that. He's easy to talk to, just very approachable. Would you agree?
Oh, yeah, very, very easy to talk to. Now he's got this award. He'd probably make us call him Mr. Bear Bryant. But, yeah, I mean, he's very easy. You can walk in his office. His door is always open. Just an easy guy. I played for him 2004 to 2008, and he's been the same person 2004 that he is 2023.
Well, let's talk about this offense here while we've got a few minutes with you. And my goodness, this team, first of all, the Conference USA title game rushed for 393 yards.
Jeez.
Out of the 712 yards, that this team put up that night. Number 1 rushing attack in the country. And I was actually digging back through the last several years. All right, so this team leads the country in rushing at nearly 303 yards per game. Only team over 300 yards per game rushing. You're edging Air Force by 27 yards per game. Mind you, Air Force is all triple option. All they do is run the ball. The last 3 years, they've led the country in rushing. The last 4 years, it's been a service academy. And I think you got to go all the way back to 2013, the last time that it wasn't a true all-the-way triple option style rushing team that didn't lead the country in rushing. Or that did lead, So
right.
When you look at what you guys have been able to do this year, I mean, how special is it when you've got a balanced attack with Caden Salter airing it out, 40 yards down the field, and still being able to go out there and dominate in the run game like you've done.
It's really special. I mean, it took myself and Coach Corn maybe like a couple days ago, a week ago, to kind of actually sit back and think about what we've done, because, I mean, throughout week to week, you got to get ready for the next game, so you don't have a chance to kind of actually enjoy what you're actually doing through the process. So we actually had a chance to kind of sit down and look at it, and you go back and look at 300 yards rushing per game, and you beating Air Force and you beating these military academy schools, and you're leading them by 20 yards. I mean, it's really, really impressive to do. But it starts with our offensive line. Our offensive line, we put them up against anybody in the G5. We feel like we got the best O-line in the G5. They're really, really, really talented. And everything starts with them. It makes it really, really easy where you can just call direct runs, and Quinton Cooley or Billy don't get touched for 4 or 5 yards down the field, and then it's a safety that's trying to tackle. And good luck for them trying to tackle those two in space. So it's a blessing. I mean, it's really, really, really special thing. And to be able to be balanced and still sling it around, and Caden can throw for 250 or 300 yards, and you can beat people through the air, you can beat people rushing. It's pick your poison, really.
Well, let's just call it what it is. You said the best O-line in G5. Let's just call it what it is. This is the best team in the group of 5, right?
No doubt. No doubt.
I mean, is there any doubt about it? Like, you guys are the highest-ranked team in the group of 5.
Correct.
You've carried the moniker. I mean, how much do you embrace it? Just, embrace it, tout it out there, right?
We are. I mean, we'll sit there and tell everybody in the office we are the best G5, but you kind of don't want to relish in it. You kind of don't want to dwell on it, but in our minds, we do feel like it. I mean, that's who we are. We got a chance to play in the New Year's 6 game, so, it is what it is. We are the best G5 in the country. You
mentioned Quinton Cooley a minute ago. We're talking with Newland Isaac here, Flames running back coach and also co-offensive coordinator. Cooley, CUSA Newcomer of the Year, was first-team All-CUSA, led the league in rushing at 101.7 yards per game, 14th in the country. For a guy coming in from Wake Forest that, was barely getting carries down there, he had to have exceeded every expectation you have for him.
He did. He came in. He had a chip on his shoulder, obviously, because of what his situation was at Wake, and he wanted a chance to prove himself and play on a high level. And he came in the spring, and you kind of saw it in the spring what type of player Cooley was going to be. And then it just kind of transcended through the summer and through fall camp. And Cooley's a dude, man. He's extremely, extremely hard to tackle. The first person's never going to bring him down. What's underrated is he has really, really good feet, and he can make you miss too. I mean, he don't do it often, but he can. So he's a bowling ball is what he kind of gives his nickname to himself.
Yeah, and the vision too. I watch him, just watching and letting the play develop. I mean, and then he can hit that hole quick.
Right. He knows where the ball's supposed to be, and he can see it before it happens. I mean, his vision, his feet, his strength, his balance. I mean, you can check every box for Cooley, man. He's a special player.
Well, you said that you guys have started to dive on Oregon already. A team that's number 11 against the run in the country defensively. We all talk about their offense and what they do there with Bo Nix, but defensively, what makes this team scary?
They're huge. They're talented. They're fast. I mean, you can check every box. They're really, really good.
Outside of that, you got nothing to worry about, right?
You got nothing to worry about. But what is unique when you kind of watch them, they play against teams in the Pac-12 that they're all doing the same thing. They haven't seen no one that gives them all these different run schemes, all this different stuff that they have to defend. So they're going to be presented a challenge from us as well. But, I mean, they going against inside zone, outside zone, some counter. They see the same 3-4 run schemes each week. So it makes it easy when they're a little bit more talented than everybody that they play against. But now they got to go against us where they got to see triple option. They got to see a bunch of different stuff. And it's going to slow those guys down a little bit. They got to think a little bit more than they probably want to versus just run and react. They can actually think and tackle the dive, tackle the quarterback, tackle the pitch, and then deal with CJ over the top. So good luck for them trying to do that too as well.
Yeah. Is this the game here at this point? Because you're not saving anything now.
No,
I mean, you're emptying the barrel now, so to speak, at this point. Do you get excited as a play, not play caller, I guess, Willie Corn calls it, but as a creator of the game plan with Willie, do you get excited game planning for this game and coming up with maybe a wrinkle here or, hey, we haven't done this or we haven't done this in a while? Does it excite you when you start kind of getting into the game plan?
It does. We've been talking about it. Me and Willie's talked about it. We're not leaving nothing out there. So whatever we can find, whatever we can scheme, whatever we can come up with, we're doing it. So give it all. We got nothing to lose. Let's just throw it all out there and make them defend every single thing. the entire game.
Trick play, first play of the game?
Are they listening to this?
I'm not going to put you on the spot like that, but no, I think you expect anything and everything.
Absolutely.
What are you most looking forward to here about this? And we'll kind of end on this note.
Most looking forward to our guys going up against them. They get to see themselves play the best. This team was 3-4 plays away from playing for the national championship. So our guys, 13-0, they get a chance to measure themselves against what some people would consider one of the best defenses, one of the best teams in the country. So I'm really, really excited for that. I'm really, really excited for the challenge for our guys.
Coach, appreciate your time. We'll let you get back to work. I know that it's never ending right now, but try to take some time to enjoy it too, okay?
Yes, sir. Appreciate you for having me.
All right, that's Newland Isaac, running backs coach and co-offensive coordinator with us here on the show tonight. Give it up for him. And still plenty more to come. We're going to talk to some of the players here from the Flames this year. We've got safety Quinton, Reese on deck. Also, we've got wide receiver C.J. Daniels and a whole lot more coming up here on the Liberty Football Show. We're coming to you from Mellow Mushroom in the Cornerstone District here in Lynchburg. Show tonight presented by Freedom First Credit Union. Stay with us.
What's important isn't that Freedom First has been in business since 1956. What's important is how we've been doing business since 1956. Since day one, we have been accountable to our members, not stockholders. We make loans that cost less, offer savings plans that pay more, and give back to our community. And that hasn't changed. What has changed is our ability to serve you with more locations and more technology to simplify your financial life. Freedom First. It's a place where anyone in our region can bank for good.
Home court is what you make it.
Down the paint, bounce pass. Robinson dunks it.
Flames Nation, you've made Liberty Arena a house of horrors for its guests.
Oh my goodness, what a block at the rim. Rogers gets it in, and it's stolen away by Vincent.
Now, with Liberty in Conference USA, it's time for the Flames to rise again. Rise with us. Tickets at lubasketball.com.
Everybody says they want to do it, but how many people ever really change the world? GenSend shows students just like you how to live life on mission. GenSend offers real-life ministry opportunities in cities all across North America. Work alongside believers who are really changing the world. Spend your school break on mission and learn how to be a champion for Christ. Go to gensend.org to learn more.
You're listening to the Liberty Flames Football Show, presented by Freedom First Credit Union on the Liberty Flames Sports Network from Van Wagner.
Turn up the heat. Foster Fuels is a proud partner of Liberty Athletics. Fostering warm moments for 100 years, Foster has been providing exceptional propane and gas services throughout Central Virginia and surrounding areas. From propane to fireplaces and tank installs to tankless water heaters, Foster does it all. Visit fosterfuels.com or download the app to order fuel, pay your bill, and more. Get the customer service you deserve and turn up the heat with Foster Fuels and the Liberty Flames.
Earthright Mid-Atlantic, your trusted solar and energy efficiency experts. With a focus on honesty, education, and excellence, they light the way to savings, home comfort, and a greener future. Educating homeowners about the power of solar and energy efficiency is their winning game plan. Give Earthright Mid-Atlantic a call today at 434-200-9716 or visit erepower.com.
And welcome back here inside Mellow Mushroom, the Cornerstone District here in Lynchburg. Glad to have everyone here with us tonight or listening online or watching our Facebook live stream. This is the Liberty Football Show presented by Freedom First Credit Union. And I'm Nick Pierce filling in for Alan York tonight. Alan a little bit under the weather. He powered through the basketball game last night, folks, but it's taken a little bit of a chill evening here tonight. Got to get himself ready for some more hoops and for the Fiesta Bowl, Verbo Fiesta Bowl coming up on New Year's Day. AY will be back with you shortly. But having a great time here tonight. If you are watching us, you can drop us a comment in the Facebook live stream section. Let us know where you're listening from. If you got a question, you can drop that as well. We'll try to get to some of those. Or also on our Twitter feed at LFSN Radio, or I guess we're calling it X now. Twitter, or X, formerly known as Twitter. Drop us a comment there at LFSN Radio. Also, all right, we're joined now by Flames safety Quinton Reese, and give it up for him, folks. Part of this Flames team, 13-0, Conference USA champs, heading on to the Verbo Fiesta Bowl. Man, when I say that, the last time we chatted in this setting, it was, about 5 months ago now, going back to Conference USA Media Day in Dallas. Do you think we'd be sitting here talking about this in December?
To be honest, all the players we brought in, and we thought we'd be in this situation, but it's just a blessing to actually see it come to pass and see it on a national stage.
What in the world have the last week to 10 days been like for you as you let this kind of sink in?
It's kind of like what Coach Isaac said. You don't really realize what you're doing in the moment because you just focus on the next week every week. But the past couple weeks, we got to actually sit back and kind of appreciate what actually happened and appreciate all of our hard work we put in up to this point.
Yeah, and that's good. You have to be able to celebrate the good times and celebrate the victories. Otherwise, it just gets mundane, right?
Exactly, yeah.
Well, winning that conference championship, I got to tell you, I was not there that night. I was with the basketball team. We were down in Boca. We were flying in, actually, over the stadium while you guys were down there celebrating on the field.
Wow.
So we were coming in back home that night. And we get there, and actually New Mexico State's plane was sitting next to us when they weren't even there yet. So you guys had just won the thing. But for someone, obviously, who was there and played in the game, what was that feeling like? What was that experience like for you to win a championship?
It was crazy because that's the first really real championship I think we've had at a Liberty, just for football in general. And we kind of had a sort of experience that happened kind of like that when we played BYU when they stormed the field. So that was awesome just to see all the students and the support from all the fans and stuff like that. But it was surreal. It wasn't anything you could just imagine. The whole day was just a movie for real. From the start to the finish, we got to dress up and just be with each other the whole day and just finish it how we planned on finishing it.
First conference championship for this team at the FBS level. Yeah. And you think about, this team was playing in, FCS football just 7-8 years ago. And now to be 13-0 in the FBS and going to a New Year's Six game, how much pride do you take in being a part of the first team to do that?
That's awesome, but you don't want to look too much at yourself and think too highly of yourself because there's always another week you got to come prove yourself. So I feel like just us remaining humble and focusing on week to week has helped us just throughout the years and throughout the seasons and just being able to stack good years on good years and changing the trajectory of the program.
Flame safety Quinton Reese with us here on the show tonight, presented by Freedom First Credit Union, coming to you here from Mellow Mushroom in Lynchburg. And, we've heard from a lot of people, and I know the conference title game was almost 2 weeks ago now, but, we haven't really talked to you about it, and I like hearing different perspectives. This game, it was crazy. I mean, it's tied at 35 after 3 quarters. You guys were up 2 scores. They jumped back in it. The ebbs and flows of that game, how tough was it to manage as a player?
It's always kind of tough just to keep everybody leveled and focused because you don't want to get your feet outside of the moment. Coach Shadwell always says, stay where your feet are at, what's important now, win the moment. So just throughout the game, the offense kept helping us, and we kept struggling a little bit, but that's the importance of a team, and we got to just keep staying in it and keep fighting and keep focusing. And at the end of the day, the best team was rewarded. So
that Brandon Bishop interception there late in the game, I mean, that had to lift you guys up big time, didn't it?
Oh, yeah, it was perfect timing, and that's how it always works out. Right when we need it, we get it every time.
Yeah, you guys lead the country in interceptions with 21. You got a couple of picks here this year. For somebody like Brandon to come away with that, he's at his third school. He was part of the Alabama team that won the national title several years back. He talked about that.
Yeah.
Talked about how much fun he's having here. How much fun do you guys have collectively together just as a position group?
Yeah, every day is fun. Just competing at practice, even in the position room, just playing with guys like Brandon, Brylan, and Preston, and just Jimerson and Akori, we all love football. So every day we're just competing, and it makes everybody better. We even go against the receivers. We'll talk trash to receivers every day, and it's all out of good love and competition, and it just makes us better.
I see C.J. Daniels over there nodding his head, yeah.
Every day.
Well, speaking of Brylan Green, he was just named an All-American the other day. I mean, how excited are you watching your teammates, and your coach get these awards?
It's so cool because, I actually had Brylan on his visit when he first visited Liberty. I was just host, and it's just cool to see him go from a young player who didn't know anything to just a complete dog because he always had it in him. He just had to keep developing. It's just awesome to see that. And even Coach Chadwell, we just met him, and we're just seeing how we actually run things, and you're realizing how great of a man and leader he really is. So it's just awesome to see all this unfold in front of us.
Yeah, no doubt. Quinton Reese joining us here, Flames safety on the Liberty Football Show here tonight. We talked about the turnovers you guys force. How much have you gotten into Oregon at this point, and how much will turnovers play a factor if you guys are going to be successful in that game?
Yeah, really for any game, just if you can create turnovers, that gives you a better chance to win. So every game we go into, we're trying to get 3 turnovers, and that's the goal. No matter who we play, it doesn't change on based off the week. And it's just, I feel like just giving the quarterback a different look than he's actually seen all year and pressuring him and making him uncomfortable is going to really help us this game as well, too.
You're going against a veteran. I mean, you talk about the quarterback, Bo Nix. I mean, guy was a Heisman finalist, 40 touchdowns, 3 interceptions all year long. Mm-hmm. But does it amp you up to go against a guy like that, someone that you haven't seen like this all year long?
Yeah, it's a great opportunity just for us to put ourselves out there and put ourselves on film and show what we're really about as a team and as a unit.
What impressions do you have of him watching him on film?
He's very skilled. He doesn't make poor decisions very often, and he has a very talented arm. So we got to definitely be on our P's and Q's, and we will be. So,
what makes their offense so explosive, you think?
Just their speed with their receivers and their just athleticism. They athletic as a whole, and they're more of a passing team, as you know, in the Pac-12. So just being able to match that is going to be really important for us.
Q, you're just kind of switch topics here a little bit. You're a business major, right?
Yeah.
When do you graduate? Tell me about where you're at in school right now.
Yeah, so I graduate this December, actually. So I've just finished up all my credits, and I'll start my master's coming up this January. So it's kind of getting into that.
And what do you want to do? I mean, give it up for him. Yeah, absolutely. We don't celebrate that enough. Guys getting their degrees. What do you want to do? You know, obviously everybody wants to play football for as long as they can. But what do you see yourself doing if, whenever the time is up in this game?
Yeah, I see myself either coaching or really just kind of giving back to the community in a way where I could own up my own business and maybe just train kids and continue to just impact others inside of my sport, outside of my sport. But just kind of going back home where I'm from in Georgia and just giving back in any possible way, whether that's coaching, speaking, just anything where I could be a blessing to others.
Got a couple minutes left here with Flames safety Quinton Reese. Jamie, we got any questions on Facebook? Anything come through there? No, nothing. No real questions after this. Oh, okay, that's fine. Just want to give folks an opportunity. You can drop a comment there on the Facebook live feed if you want. We'll try to get to them. We've got C.J. Daniels coming up here in just a few minutes as well, so you'll have an opportunity there. You talk about being from Georgia, and I did not script this show tonight, but we got all Georgia boys here tonight.
Yeah.
Myself, CJ, Q, all of us Georgia guys here tonight. So I'm perfectly fine with that. But let's talk about some Christmas traditions. Obviously, snow was not in the forecast for you growing up in Georgia. But what are some of your holiday traditions, your Christmas traditions? You told me you're going to get to go home for a few days. What are you looking forward to?
Just eating great food with the family and just spending time with the family, because a lot of times we're always focused on football and what we can do in the moment, but you'll forget the real important thing, which is family. And that's just being able to spend time with them is going to be the highlight of the end of my year, for real.
Yeah, this 4 straight bowl games now, but this is a little bit of a different experience. You're not playing until after Christmas this time.
Usually we're traveling on Christmas, or we're getting home on Christmas. We get to actually enjoy Christmas at home, so that's also a blessing.
Yeah, what was New Year's like for you growing up? Did you go to the Peach Drop down there in Atlanta?
I actually we go to church in my house on Christmas Eve. We'll go to a little church service and then spend time, go to Waffle House, and then that's pretty much it. Yeah.
Yes.
The ultimate Georgia New Year's Eve.
What's your go-to at the Waffle House?
Oh, All-Star every time. Scrambled eggs, regular waffle.
Love it. Q, appreciate your time, man. It's been great chatting with you. Enjoy the experience as you get ready for this thing, and go ball out, man.
Yes, sir. Thank you.
It's Quinton Reese, Flame safety, with us here on the Liberty Football Show tonight. Coming to you from Mellow Mushroom here in the Cornerstone District of Lynchburg. Show tonight presented by Freedom First Credit Union. A lot more to come. We're only about halfway through here, folks. Coming up, we'll talk with Flames All-Conference wide receiver C.J. Daniels and plenty more as we preview the Liberty Flames in the Verbo Fiesta Bowl when we return here on the Liberty Flames Sports Network from Van Wagner.
At Carter Bank and Trust, we believe in a life lived full of plans, promise, and continuous growth. It's why our checking and savings accounts make it easy for you to earn high interest on your balance, so your money grows faster, all backed with the digital banking tools you need. So there's nothing holding you back from living life to the fullest. Open your new Carter Bank checking or savings account online in minutes at cbtcares.org or visit your local branch. We are Carter Bank, the preferred community bank of Liberty Athletics, member FDIC.
Home court is what you make it.
Down the paint, bounce pass. Robinson dunks it.
Flames Nation, you've made Liberty Arena a house of horrors for its guests.
Oh my goodness, what a block at the rim. Rodgers gets it in and it's stolen away by Vincent.
Now, with Liberty and Conference USA, it's time for the Flames to rise again. Rise with us. Tickets at lubasketball.com.
Curious about the Central Virginia housing market? Carl Miller Realty are your caring, competent, trusted advisors for real estate sales in Central Virginia. With over 100 years of combined experience, they are committed to helping clients make informed housing decisions. For a winning game plan and to discover the value of your home, visit carlmillerrealty.com to make your next move a slam dunk.
You're listening to the Liberty Flames Football Show, presented by Freedom First Credit Union on the Liberty Flames Sports Network from Van Wagner.
Clearly, this summer is like so many in the past, really hot. Freedom Heating and Air wants to make sure your home is the cool and relaxing retreat it can be. Freedom Heating and Air offers same-day service appointments in and around Lynchburg, Rustburg, Amherst, and Smith Mountain Lake. And they'll work on your cooling issues even if you've never used them before. Is your air conditioning system aging? Is your cooling system just not getting the job done? See what the dedicated, experienced team at Freedom Heating and Air can do for you. Call them at 434-331-3690.
Century Exteriors offers exterior home renovations, including but not limited to gutters, roofing, siding, home additions, and much more. Century Exteriors makes the process seamless. Call 434-239-6722 for a free on-site estimate or visit centuryexteriors.com and Century Exteriors on Facebook and Instagram. Century Exteriors is a proud supporter of Liberty Flames Athletics.
Welcome back to the Liberty Flames Football Show, presented by Freedom First Credit Union. I'm Nick Pierce, filling in for Alan York tonight. AY a little under the weather. Wish him well as he gets himself healthy, gets the vocal cords pumped up for the Verbo Fiesta Bowl coming up on New Year's Day in Glendale. And we will be there with you, 9 a.m. Local time. And 11 Eastern, our coverage begins on the statewide radio network on The Journey, 88.3 FM locally here in Lynchburg, and, of course, online at libertyflames.com and the Liberty Flames mobile app. We'll walk you all the way up to kickoff at 1 o'clock Eastern on New Year's Day for the Verbo Fiesta Bowl. Liberty taking on number 8 Oregon, number 23 Liberty, number 8 Oregon, and what an exciting day that's going to be as the Flames make their New Year's 6 debut. If you got a question, we're only a little more than halfway through the show. You can drop us a line on our Facebook Live feed if you're watching there, the comments section, or you can hit us up on X, formerly known as Twitter, at LFSN Radio. Shoot us a line there. Or also, if you're here in the restaurant tonight, I forgot to mention, I'm a rookie. Hang with me here. We have a microphone here. If you got a question for our next guest, which is Flames wide receiver CJ Daniels, come on up, and we'll get to you. So there we go. CJ, I put you on the spot. I don't know if you knew that we were going to do that tonight, but
good with that.
You're good with that.
Yeah.
All right, then we'll roll with it. CJ Daniels, Flames All-Conference, All-CUSA wide receiver, joining us here today. And CJ, man, what a year. Just kind of go through some of your numbers for a moment. Mentioned second-team All-Conference, 6th in the country in yards per reception at 21. Tied for 14th. Yeah, tied for 14th, second in CUSA with 10 touchdown catches, and you're in the top 3 in a single season for touchdown receptions in program history. I know you don't focus a whole lot probably on the stats. The great ones usually don't, but when you kind of hear those numbers and have a chance to reflect and not have to go from one opponent to the next, do you have a chance to kind of celebrate some of the success here?
Looking back on it, I definitely do give myself a pat on the back. But, you know,
should.
I come in every day, just ready to work. I put in the work every day, so I didn't expect anything different. That's just the outcome of the work. So it's definitely it's a blessing to have those numbers and those stats, but my head down every day, ready to work and being consistent with that.
Strike the stone, right?
Yes, sir. Every day.
Well, as I talk about the Verbo Fiesta Bowl, has that sunk in yet, that you guys are playing in a New Year's Six game?
It's definitely sunk in for me because my brother called me the other day and he was like, bro, like, we at home every day, every Christmas, every New Year's, just watching these different games, and it's like, man, I'm on the stage. This team is on the stage, so it's definitely a blessing. So it's definitely synced in.
I'm sure he's not going to be watching you on TV.
Oh, no, he'll be there.
Yeah. How long has that ticket request list been for you?
Man, it's been crazy. We had to turn in the tickets a day, but I got like 20 people coming out there, so it's going to be cool.
Phenomenal. And, again, you're a Georgia guy from the Atlanta area, Lilburn.
Yes, sir.
More specifically. But you're going to get to go home for a few days here, enjoy Christmas break, right?
Mm-hmm. Yep, yes, sir.
What are some of the traditions in the Daniels household?
For us, we just value family time. As it is, I already don't get a lot of time at home, so just sitting around a tree, drinking some hot chocolate, watching movies with the fam. That's pretty much all we do.
Take me back. Let's go back here a moment to the Conference USA title game, and you had a massive night. 7 catches, 157 yards, and a touchdown. Just such a back-and-forth ball game, though. The ebbs and flows of that game. Right. Your touchdown put you guys up 2 scores. You're probably sitting there. You probably thought the game was over at that point, right?
Nah, I don't ever think the game over until there ain't no more time on the clock. I knew we had some more to do.
Well, what was it? Tell me about the fight in that team that night. How were you guys able to band together and do enough to get it done?
I think it just goes back to every week, just coming out with the same mindset. Defense kind of struggles, so the offense, we're ready to score every drive, and that's what Q said. We're a team, so we got to balance each other out. So I think it just reverts back on our preparation and the scheme that the coaches gave us, and just trusting the coaches. That's what it came down to.
Caden Salter, that 35-yard run there to put you guys up 2 scores again in the fourth quarter. That moment, did you feel like at that point you guys were cruising along?
Yeah, I feel like after that we took it home. The run was crazy though. Like I can't even explain.
Were you on the field at that point?
I was on the field, but I was so amazed. I was just watching them. It was crazy to play that K-Saw made that play.
Do you find yourself, obviously in this offense, you've got to be able to block as a receiver.
Right.
But sometimes when you've got a quarterback as dynamic as him, do you find yourself almost becoming a fan out there sometimes, just watching what he's doing?
Most definitely. I got to keep my head on the swivel at all times because you never know, he might be coming out the back door making a play out of nowhere. So, it's definitely amazing to see his growth as a quarterback, and, definitely being able to help him get to where he at today has definitely been great.
C.J. Daniels, Flames All-Conference wide receiver, with us here on the Liberty Football Show, presented by Freedom First Credit Union. And talk about keeping your head on a swivel. I think Coach Washington told me, he's like, I tell my receivers that if the grass is under your feet, Caden might throw you the ball.
Most definitely.
When you've got a quarterback as dynamic as him that can extend plays,
capable.
How challenging is that for you sometimes?
Our Coach Washington, he's definitely prepared the receivers for moments like that. He always tell us expect it. You know what I'm saying? Even when you're not sure the ball is gonna come your way, just expect it, because K-Saw is definitely capable of making those plays that you might not think he's gonna make.
What's something about, because you guys are roommates, right?
Mm-hmm, we're roommates.
So what's something about Caden Salter, put you on the spot here a little bit, that folks may not know? Because I talked to him a couple weeks ago, and he described himself as this old man that's like, really like 20, 21 years old. He said, I'm in bed early. I just like to read. I'm pretty chill. I'm relaxed. What's something about Caden that we may not know?
I ain't heard about the reading part. I'll start right there. I have not heard anything about no reading. But he's definitely, he chill and laid back. That's really all I can say about K-Saw. He's definitely matured since he's got here, and he's been taking the quarterback step to a whole different platform this year, and I think he's grown.
Describe the difference in him from last year to now.
I think it's kind of his want to. Last year he was kind of being bobbled around at quarterback. We was switching our quarterbacks every other drive. And, you know, I think the coaches really installed in him that it's a trust factor. You know, you make a mistake, you're not going to get pulled. And I think that was kind of a big thing, just knowing that the coaches had that trust in him.
What are you expecting from him and from this offense when you guys take the field against this Oregon team? I mean, we know that they're good against the run. We know that they're good all around. They're good in a lot of areas. How much have you been able to kind of do the deep dive on them, and you know, what are you expecting from your offense against that defense?
They definitely have a lot of good athletes. I think every player on that field can definitely run sideline to sideline. So, you know, they're very athletic, they're fast. But, you know, I don't expect anything different on our end. You know, I think the coaches are going to dial up a good scheme like they do every week. And, you know, it's just on us to go out there and execute that. So the biggest thing for us, you know, is just us just trusting the scheme of the coaches and, you know, going out with that confidence that we play with every week.
C.J. Daniels joining us here, Flames wide receiver on the Liberty Football Show, presented by Freedom First Credit Union. Got a couple moments here. If anyone's got a question, you're in the restaurant, you come on up, ask C.J., or if you got anything online as well, drop us a line here. We just got a couple minutes left. But, all right, well, we got one here. So, gentlemen from the restaurant here, first of all, introduce yourself. Tell us where you're from.
Hey, I'm Carl Miller, Lynchburg, Virginia.
Oh, I think I couldn't see you for all the lights there.
Yeah.
Hey, Carl, how are you?
So, first of all, congratulations on a wonderful season. 2 questions. Number 1, what's your favorite memory on the field this year that you'll carry with you? And second, what area have you grown personally the most this year?
Thanks, Carl.
To answer your first question, I'll probably have to say I think the first touchdown of the season was like the most special moment for me because, you know, I dedicated that with a celebration of holding up the double sevens for, you know, our brother that passed away, Taj. So that was probably my favorite moment of the season. Secondly, for me, I think I've definitely grown in the faith area. I've definitely been going to church more, you know. I'm a believer. That's probably the biggest thing that Liberty installed in me every day, you know, just having that God factor. And I think it presented itself on the field as well. I think that kind of helped us as a team as well, you know. Going 13-0, they don't do that everywhere. And I think God got us on his side. So that's probably the biggest way I've grown. That's it.
C.J. Daniels with us here. Couple thoughts left. And, I mean, it's not easy to do either. I mean, to focus on self-care, to focus on self-development, growth. I mean, when every day just becomes the same thing, right. Rinse and repeat, right? You're going to class, you're going to practice, you got to focus on this game. How much is this experience going to help you grow as a man, though, in that respect?
You know, I've been through a lot while being here. I've been through, you know, the coaching change. I've been through injury. And, you know, I don't wish it was anything else. I'm glad it happened. You know, it molded me to who I am today. You know, I had to overcome a lot of things, a lot of doubts that I had. And, you know, for me, I think this coaching staff just honestly helped me grow with my confidence as a player. And, you know, I just felt like I was worthy as a player. And I just went out there and just tried to show that.
Psychology major, right?
Yes, sir.
What do you want to do with that degree? Obviously, you want to play football. I know that.
Yeah, for sure. I definitely want to play football. You know, I want to be around a team-oriented foundation, and, you know, I want to be kind of like a mental health advocate for a team, like a therapist, because, you know, as an athlete, you know, we go through a lot of stuff, and, you know, football is not my identity. So, you know, we got other things that we have to focus on.
Yeah, no doubt.
Yes,
Parkview High School in Georgia as well. Again, I'm a Georgia guy. I know very well about Parkview and the athletes. A lot of former NFL players, a lot of Major League Baseball players. Matt Olson for the Atlanta Braves right now from Parkview.
Yeah.
You see yourself talking about playing football long term. You want to add your name to that list of pro athletes from Parkview High?
Yes, sir.
What do you where do you see yourself long term? You know.
You know, I'm just taking it day by day. I see myself.
You got what, 1 year, 2 years of eligibility left?
I got 2 years left, yes, sir.
Yeah.
You know, I see myself on the big stage. You know, I've always wanted to go to the NFL. So, you know, I take it day by day. I go day by day with a purpose, and, you know, I'm just trying to get to that goal.
Anyone that you model your game after at that level? Receivers you watch?
I take a lot of different things from different people. Devontae Adams, Justin Jefferson. I just take a lot of different pieces and try to implement it into my game.
Last thought here, CJ, as you look forward to this game in Arizona, what are you most looking for? I mean, you're playing in an NFL stadium.
Right.
What are you most looking forward to about the experience?
Just going out there with the guys. Coach always tell us to play for the brother next to you, and I think that's my number one goal. We on this biggest stage, and we got to this biggest stage because of the guys in the room. So, just taking that field with the guys and, just not looking back on it, just going out there with the utmost confidence. And, we going down there to win. We ain't just going down there to have a good time. So that's the goal. Yes, sir.
Flames wide receiver C.J. Daniels. Give it up for him, folks. Appreciate your time, CJ. Good luck to you coming up in the Verbo Fiesta Bowl.
Thank you.
All right, we've got one more segment of our show here tonight, the Liberty Football Show, presented by Freedom First Credit Union. And when we return, we're going to be chatting with Robert Goodman, the Liberty Athletics Associate AD for Fan Experience. Coming up, he'll tell us a little bit more about some of the events coming your way at the Verbo Fiesta Bowl. And if you've not already made your plans, a little bit more how to do that to get out there and be a part of the experience in the ball game. So stay with us. We've got more coming up here on the Liberty Flame Sports Network from Van Wagner.
What's important isn't that Freedom First has been in business since 1956. What's important is how we've been doing business since 1956. Since day one, we have been accountable to our members, not stockholders. We make loans that cost less, offer savings plans that pay more, and give back to our community. And that hasn't changed. What has changed is our ability to serve you with more locations and more technology to simplify your financial life. Freedom First. It's a place where anyone in our region can bank for good.
Home court is what you make it.
Bounce pass. Robinson dunks it.
Flames Nation, you've made Liberty Arena a house of horrors for its guests.
Oh my goodness, what a block at the rim. Rogers gets it in, and it's stolen away by Van Zandt.
Now, with Liberty in Conference USA, it's time for the Flames to rise again. Rise with us. Tickets at lubasketball.com.
Everybody says they want to do it, but how many people ever really change the world? GenSend shows students just like you how to live life on mission. GenSend offers real-life ministry opportunities in cities all across North America. Work alongside believers who are really changing the world. Spend your school break on mission and learn how to be a champion for Christ. Go to gensend.org to learn more.
You're listening to the Liberty Flames Football Show, presented by Freedom First Credit Union on the Liberty Flames Sports Network from Van Wagner.
Turn up the heat. Foster Fuels is a proud partner of Liberty Athletics. Fostering warm moments for 100 years, Foster has been providing exceptional propane and gas services throughout Central Virginia and surrounding areas. From propane to fireplaces and tank installs to tankless water heaters, Foster does it all. Visit fosterfuels.com or download the app to order fuel, pay your bill, and more. Get the customer service you deserve and turn up the heat with Foster Fuels in the Liberty Flames.
Earthlight Mid-Atlantic, your trusted solar and energy efficiency experts. With a focus on honesty, education, and excellence, they light the way to savings, home comfort, and a greener future. Educating homeowners about the power of solar and energy efficiency is their winning game plan. Give Earthlight Mid-Atlantic a call today at 434-200-9716 or visit erepower.com.
Welcome back to our final segment here of the Liberty Flames Football Show, presented by Freedom First Credit Union. Nick Pierce with you, substituting for Alan York here tonight. Pinch hitting, stepping in, filling in, whatever you want to call it here. I don't think we got a Wally Pipp situation, though. AWOL will be back with you here in relatively short order. He's got some Flames basketball and got to get himself ready. He's a little under the weather tonight. Get himself ready for the Verbo Fiesta Bowl, as we're all preparing for, coming up on New Year's Day 2024, and that will be in Glendale, Arizona, State Farm Stadium. Number 23 Liberty, 13-0. Number 8 Oregon, 11 and 2. And again, our live coverage begins New Year's Day, 11 a.m. Eastern from Glendale. Lots of guests and pregame prep with kickoff at 1 o'clock Eastern. And that'll be on The Journey, our statewide radio network affiliate, and also online at LibertyFlames.com and the Liberty Flames mobile app. Also told you, if you weren't with us at the start of the show, we'll have a live radio show with you on The Journey from Arizona coming up on January the 30th. That's Saturday at 12 noon. Great way to get your day going before all the bowl games kick off that day. And we'll be talking Flames football for an hour out at the at Flames Media Day at the Media Hotel. We'll have Coach Jamie Chadwell on, several players. We'll have Fiesta Bowl CEO Eric Moses joining us as well. And we'll have great content all week long when we go out to Arizona. If you're not following us already, do so at LFSN Radio on X, formerly known as Twitter, also Facebook, Instagram. We've got accounts at all three spots. If you're watching us on the Facebook Live feed tonight, obviously you already know that, but follow us on X, formerly known as Twitter, and Instagram at LFSN Radio. And, of course, the Liberty Flames mobile app and LibertyFlames.com. I think I've covered all the bases for now. And, of course, LibertyFlames.com/Bowl Central is where you can find everything on bowl information, tickets, the whole nine. And that's what we're going to talk about with our next guest here. Robert Goodman joining us, Associate Athletics Director for Fan Experience at Liberty Athletics. Robert, did I get that right?
That's close enough.
Okay, close enough.
It's a mouthful.
And he's the best at it as well, and the check's in the mail, right?
That's exactly right.
Now, Robert and I have worked together for some time now. Robert, how long have you been at Liberty now?
6.5 years.
Yeah, man. Wow.
And it's flown by. It's been a blink.
It's a breeze, man. I mean, we're just loving all the success and just really having a great time. Our offices are just a few steps apart from one another. We collaborate on a lot of different things for external promotion, usually radio-centric. But Robert deals in advertising on television, radio, social media. You do a whole lot of things down there that probably a lot of which I'm not even aware of.
No, it's great. Our 6.5 years here have just been wonderful. With Ian at the helm, he's just given us great direction on how to promote our sports, and then the coaches have just given us amazing products across the field: women's soccer, golf, men's and women's basketball, football, baseball, softball. I mean, what a great time to be at Liberty, and all of our sports are just field hockey playing in a national championship a couple years ago. So right now is just an amazing time to be at Liberty, and makes my job a lot easier when all these coaches and all these student athletes are performing so well on and off the field.
Yeah, it's not hard to sell a 13-0 football team.
You're exactly right.
Yeah, it's a lot of fun. But one thing that we do need to do is clarify a few things and make sure that everyone is aware of everything and every opportunity that they have to be a part of this experience, because it is that. This is an experience. And it's the first time you and I have been part of a New Year's Six experience, as it is for a lot of these players and these coaches on the field.
No, you're exactly right, Nick. I mean, to go to a New Year's Six bowl, something special that, players, coaches, ADs, administrations dream about going to. But what the amazing thing about this one is, and I want to stress this to our fans, is this is the last time that a group of 5 team will be playing in a bowl game like this. When we go to the playoff next year, if the playoffs were this year, we'd be playing at Florida State. At Florida State.
Yeah, at Florida State.
And that would be our bowl game, which is very sad for our student athletes not to get to experience, and our fans not to get to experience going to a New Year's Six bowl or any kind of bowl. It's going to be like another regular season game. We'd fly in maybe Thursday, Friday, play the game, and we're home Saturday night, and hopefully getting ready for the next playoff game. But if something were to happen, that's our bowl game for the year.
Right.
So, I mean, this is an amazing opportunity for our fans to be a part of something that may not ever happen again because of the way the bowl system is set up.
Yeah, certainly under the future setup that, like you're saying, that's coming when the college football playoff expands to 12 teams next year. You're going to have to win your way back into postseason against some really tough teams to get back to a situation like this. So, yeah, this is really, when we say once in a lifetime, it really is that.
It really is that because of the way the playoffs are going to be set up. Now, we don't know how long the playoffs will last like that. Everything is changing so quickly and rapidly in the NCAA world right now. But for the next couple of years, you're right, it's like a play-in game to get into the playoffs.
Well, let's talk tickets here, first of all. And I think that's what everyone needs to understand first. I mean, Liberty University has an allotment of 12,500 tickets at its disposal to sell. Now, the deadline to buy tickets is December 21st. But tell us why it's important for folks to buy those tickets from Liberty.
No, it's so important for us moving forward that when we go to future bowl games, they're going to be looking at, all right, how does Liberty's fan base travel? How many tickets are they buying? Who are they bringing? How much of an impact is Liberty making on that community? And by buying those tickets through us, we can show exactly how many Liberty fans are coming to the game. There's no questions. You're not going out on a secondary market. We see people in the stands scattered all out in Liberty gear. That's great. But when our Red Nation, or Sea of Red, if you will, is in that corner of the State Farm Stadium, and we're loud and proud, they can actually see how well we travel and what an impact it will make on that community.
Yeah, absolutely. And that's such a great point, because I had a friend, a fellow alum, text me the other day mentioning that he was going to be buying tickets and was like, well, these third-party sites. I said, no. I said,
right.
Let me explain why this is important. And everything you just said. And one thing he didn't understand as well, and I think we need to stress, is like when you buy through the university as well, all the seating's in the lower bowl.
That's right.
So you're going to have a good seat. He didn't realize that. So you're going to have a good seat. You're going to be amongst friends.
That's right.
In the Liberty section. And so there's a lot of great reasons to buy from the school.
And the other big thing is that, when we signed the contract to go to the Fiesta Bowl, we do have a financial commitment on those tickets. We're responsible for selling those. It's not like when we turn those back in, we get any credit for those. We have purchased those tickets, and we need to make sure that we can sell as many as possible.
For folks that are making the trip out there, if you've already gotten your tickets, you've already gotten your travel arrangements, you've already gotten your hotel, all those good things, tell us about some of the events that folks can experience, because there's a lot. There's a pep rally. We've got church service on Sunday before the game. There's a whole lot of things going on out there that weekend.
Right, and we're just putting the finishing touches on this. We were making sure we had all of our travel plans, make sure we got the student athletes out there, our fans, the cheerleaders, the band, and now we're really starting to really tighten up the schedule. But on the 30th, it's going to start with a pep rally at 4:30 at the Players Hotel. And we'll have the players there. We'll have Ian McCall will speak, President Costin, Chancellor Falwell, Coach Chadwell, some players. We'll have the pep band. We'll have Sparky, the cheerleaders. It'll just be a great way to start the weekend. And then we're going to leave that all set up the way we're going to have it. We'll have a stage, video boards. We'll leave it set up, and we'll have service the next morning at 9:15 to 10:15. The collective from TRBC will be there. Jonathan will be preaching. Pastor PJ will be there as well, and just a great way for us to come together as Flames Nation to worship together and give thanks for this amazing opportunity that God has given us in the Fiesta Bowl.
Yeah, how about that? I mean, the timing is perfect.
Yes.
A Sunday morning, day before the game, you just kind of get your mind right, and then the players will be there, like I said, the coaches. So the pep rally Saturday afternoon, probably around 4:30 at the team hotel, and then at church service, same place the next morning. 9:15 to 10:15
a.m. And it's kind of a weird time because Coach has a press conference he has to be at 8 in the morning, and then he'll come back, and then the team's got to get through their walkthrough. So we're fitting it in there, and the team will be able to be there for most of the service. But I think we'll be able to give them a nice send-off, and then we'll be able to finish our worship service after they have to get to their practice. And then that's New Year's Eve. On Sunday the 31st, and then that night it's called it's at the zoo, lights at the zoo.
Zoo lights.
Yep. And
that's at the Phoenix Zoo.
At the Phoenix Zoo. The Oregon band and cheerleaders will be performing at 7 o'clock, and then our band and cheerleaders will be performing at 7:30.
Now, as I understand it, this is quite a spectacle to take in.
That's what I've heard.
Big time light show at the zoo. They've done this out there for several years now. So if you're a fan of Christmas lights like I am, and like my son is, he's 3 months old, but he stares at the Christmas tree all the time, then you'll want to be a part of this and go out there, and then also take in, like you said, the performance from the band. Just get yourself psyched up for for football the next day.
And from what I also hear, if you like to see wedding proposals, this is the night and the place that you might see multiple wedding proposals going on.
Makes sense. New Year's Eve. Yeah.
That's right. New Year's Eve and the lights.
Moon will be full probably.
Animals watching. It's a great place to be.
Robert Goodman, Associate AD for Fan Experience at Liberty University, joining us. Just a couple minutes left here. And I also do want to point out, talking about New Year's Eve festivities, there's a watch party as well for the Lady Flames basketball game that day. So for folks that aren't going to be here in Lynchburg, that'll be out in Arizona when Liberty plays Tennessee in women's hoops. It'll be 12 o'clock local time.
That's exactly right. Right
2
at
o'clock
lunchtime.
Eastern.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Then there'll be a watch party at the team hotel for that game, right?
That's correct. So you can come to the worship service. That'll, like I said, end about 10:15, 10:30. So we're gonna have coffee and donuts afterwards. You can hang out, have some fellowship, and then just go right on over to the poolside restaurant there. We'll have a TV set up dedicated to watch the game, and you can watch the Lady Flames take on the Tennessee Vols.
And the best part about all this is that as everyone's made their plans with flights and travel and hotels and game tickets, all of this stuff is free that we're talking about.
All this stuff is free. I think the zoo lights might cost, but all the other stuff is free. And we
Keep me in check there.
That's right. And we will definitely have all of this online, dates, times, places, details. We will have all that at libertyflames.com/Bowl Central. Here in the next couple days, we will have all that information up. And, again, we want to invite all Flames Nation, whether they're from Lynchburg or Phoenix or California or Colorado, come on down, spend the weekend with us, worship with us, have some fellowship, come to the game, support Flames Nation. And, Nick, one thing we got to talk about, we know that not everybody can be there for the game. For the holidays, it's 2,100 miles away from Lynchburg, but we do need everybody's support in helping us purchase some of these tickets. You can donate tickets. There's some great causes that these tickets will be going to out there, military veterans, youth groups, and you can help donate by donating a ticket. It's right on the website, again, libertyflames.com/Bowl Central. We have a donate a ticket. We've already had a couple hundred people donate tickets, and we would love for more to continue to help us donate tickets. And, again, this will show the Phoenix community what Liberty means and this bowl means to us, and it'll also, again, show future bowls that when they're considering to host Liberty for their bowl game, that we can say, look at Flames Nation, we come out and we come out strong.
Yeah, a couple of things there you hit on that I just want to follow up. I mean, if you've been blessed around the holidays and you can give back at all to a cause like that you mentioned, why not do so? I mean, definitely. If you've got the means to do that, just whatever's on your heart, I would encourage you to follow through with donating a ticket or two. And then also just to hammer home your point with the future bowls. I mean, as much as I see on social media, and that's a dangerous place.
Yes, it is.
But as much as I see on social media, folks, complaining about this bowl or why are we going here or whatever, that doesn't do anything to better your position. Going on social media. Mm-hmm. Here's a way that you can actually better your position. If you care about Flames football, if you care about Flames athletics, buy a ticket from the Liberty Flames Athletics Department. Help further the cause. That's actually something tangible that you can do to help further the cause.
And by doing that, you get a twofer with the donation. Not only are you helping Liberty Athletics, but you're helping a veteran or a youth group or somebody else that might not be able to experience a New Year's Six amazing high-level college bowl game. So you get to double dip on that donation. You're helping 2 for 1.
Great points. Robert, man, it's a lot of fun working with you. Great job. I know that you, like all of us, probably are swimming a little bit right now, but it's all in good fun, and we're looking forward to it on game day. Keep up the good work.
Thank you, sir. It's a sprint right now, but we know when the game is kicking off on the 1st, so we'll be able to have a great time then and then rest a little bit after that.
Robert Goodman, Associate AD for Fan Experience at Liberty University Athletics, joining us here on the Liberty Football Show, presented by Freedom First Credit Union. And that's going to bring our show to a close here tonight at Mellow Mushroom in the Cornerstone District here in Lynchburg. Appreciate all of you for coming out here tonight. And for those of you that are here, for those of you that are watching on our Facebook live stream or listening on libertyflames.com and the Liberty Flames mobile app, so appreciative for you making us a part of your Thursday night. Coming up, again, follow at LFSN Radio on Twitter, or X, formerly known as Twitter, Facebook, Instagram at LFSN Radio. Follow us for coverage leading up to the Verbo Fiesta Bowl on New Year's Day. And, of course, we will have you covered wall-to-wall on libertyflames.com as well. Stay with us here in the next few days and weeks as we count you down to kickoff coming up New Year's Day in Glendale, Arizona. Out of time for this week's show. Appreciate all of our guests, C.J. Daniels, Quinton Reese, and Coach Isaac joining us here tonight. For Alan York, who's not with us, get well soon, buddy. My name is Nick Pierce, saying so long, everybody.
You've been listening to the Liberty Flames Football Show on the Liberty Flames Sports Network from Van Wagner. The Liberty Football Show was presented by Freedom First Credit Union. Start banking with Freedom First today. The Liberty Football Show was also brought to you by Carter Bank and Trust, the preferred community bank of Liberty Flames Athletics. Earthright Mid-Atlantic, your trusted solar and energy efficiency experts. By Foster Fuels, providing reliable service for 100 years. Freedom Heating and Air, serving those who serve us. Carl Miller Realty, caring, competent, trusted advisors. The North American Mission Board, learn to live your life on mission through a GenSend experience. And by Sentry Exteriors, experience and quality you can trust. Schedule a free estimate at sentryexteriors.com. The Liberty Flames Football Show, presented by Freedom First Credit Union, has been an exclusive presentation of the Liberty Flames Sports Network from Van Wagner.